as we celebrate the solemnity of the most holy body and blood of Christ. In these readings, we see different aspects of this Holy Eucharist. First of all, the word Eucharist itself comes from the Greek word Eucharistia, thanksgiving. So the Eucharist is an act of thanksgiving. And in the second reading, we hear Paul is saying what Jesus did during the Last Supper, instituting this Holy Eucharist. It is said he took the bread, gave thanks, broke it, and gave it to them. What he was doing was what was to happen the following day, the Good Friday, breaking himself on the cross for us, shedding his blood even to the last drop, breaking and giving. And in the gospel, what we heard is the Holy Eucharist is a communal element. Each time when we celebrate the Holy Eucharist, we know if we, the community, the body of Christ as the community is not here, there is no Eucharist. On the other hand, it is the Eucharist that makes us what we are, the community of the disciples. And there, the Eucharist makes individually what we are and as the community, as disciples. If so, if the Holy Eucharist becomes Eucharist by breaking and giving, today I invite you to break ourselves and share ourselves. You know, every year we have the mission appeal. Somebody, some priests or nuns or someone would come from some mission countries and appeal to us, preach to us, and we are very generous to them. The way, or one way, we also partake in the mission, in the evangelization. So today, this year, the Archdiocese, of course, we asked, has granted that mission appeal to my order. So here I am before you. I belong to the order, the Congregation of Carmelites of Mary Immaculate. Shortly we say CMI. It's an order started in 1831 in India, in my own state in Kerala. And now we number almost 3,000, over 2,000 priests and deacons and seminarians, altogether over 3,000. And we work over 20 countries in the world. Now I belong, and the whole order is divided into 14 provinces and 2 regions. I belong to a province up in the Himalayas and its valleys, a mission province. Also we have priests working from my own province in Ghana, in Africa, and in Nepal. So to show the background where we work, I would say one analogy and one example. The analogy is that while I was studying for my bachelor's in the college, our economics professor, in order to show the plight and the poverty of the people, would say this example. most of the majority population of India, we can say, are farm laborers, farm workers, very poor. We say India is a boosting economy. Of course, it is a boosting economy in the cities. And the more it is boosting, the plight of the poor are going down. Because when it grows here, the price of the things and the inflation goes up. For these people, whether it is boosting or not, their wages remain same, always little more than $1 a day. That too, if they get the work. Now, this professor would say, these people go to their work, they take their lunch with them. What is their lunch? 2 or 3 tortillas, which is handmade. And together with that, they may have an onion to eat. So during lunchtime, they go and sit under a tree. They take their lunch out. They take the onion, since there is no knife, they keep it in their palm, will press it in order to break it. When they press it, the internal part, which is the tastiest part, will go out. Then this man or woman go after the onion to pick it up. Meanwhile, the tortillas are there. Either the birds or the dogs will take it away. His lunch is over. And it is true. This may not be always the onion going and the birds coming, but their plight is really poor. From the time I joined in 1977 in the order, I was in those parts. And after becoming a priest, 8 years, from 90 to 98, I was up in the Himalayas, where I had 20 villages. 20 villages means from 25 to 50 miles, first I have to go by bus. And then 4 to 5 hours trekking to these places, to these villages, because no road ahead, far in the rural mountain areas. Most of the villages, no electricity, no running water. And if they get sick, they die there. And I see these people, even the little ones, they don't have, leave alone shoes, not even sandals. In the biting cold, I see them walking like this, even the little children. And in those circumstances, they don't have even an atmosphere to study. So what we do is that we open this kind of centers, and every center where the priests live, we start boarding schools, where we bring these children from the villages, keep with us. We provide them food, clothing, uniforms, tuition fees, everything that they need, and special tuitions, because these are from this poor, and we can say kind of unintellectual part. So we need to give them extra tuition, and we see that they pass through the high school. Until that time, we keep. And then in the villages, no health care, so we have our own health centers. Some of the places we may have some nuns, trained nurses, who is in charge of some dispensaries, clinics, where we provide free medicine. And in other places, we have health cares trained, we train them for the basic necessities, and we send them as we go, we take them also. So each time when I used to visit, I had a health coordinator and an education coordinator. So we have non-formal schools for children who are not able to go to the formal schools, and healthcare people. Formal education also, formal schools we have, where we send these children from the boarding houses. And then different kind of developmental programs in the villages, both empowering the women also, because they are very oppressed. These people, the landlords and all, they try their best to oppress them, to take advantage of these poor people, because they are not literate. For necessity, they have their thumb. That's all. So we also have adult education centers. So through these different means, we try to empower and uplift these poor people. And I see these people always, all through their life, what they eat, every day, these few tortillas and some pickle. If some very special day come, they may have little lentils and some rice. That's it, their life. We can never, never, never in our imagination compare what we have with them, or they cannot even dream a kind of life other than that. So we work there, and working among them, we try to evangelize them. Not most of the time, not by word, but by our examples of our lives, by being with them, for them, thus becoming the Eucharist. So today I ask every one of you a moment to become a Eucharist for those people, for the people among whom we work. Please, I thank you for all of you for generously supporting beforehand, and you have the envelopes in your pews, so you can take and put it today itself. And if you don't have it today, when you come next Sunday, please make a generous donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you.